From the very beginning of my tumultuous journey, I've known that my life was never destined to be ordinary. My own mother chose my toxic stepsister over me, a decision so painful and bewildering that it eventually led her to kick me out of our home. As if that betrayal weren't enough, fate later brought an unexpected twist. I became engaged, and in a dramatic turn of events, the company owned by my fiancé's family terminated a major contract with the business run by her husband. Now, in a way I never could have imagined, she is pointing fingers at me, holding me responsible for all the fallout. I'm a 26-year-old woman, and for the past 2 months, I've been joyfully engaged to my wonderful fiancé, Jeff, a 26-year-old man who first entered my life through a dating app 4 years ago. Since that fateful meeting, our bond has grown unbreakable. I truly believe that Jeff is my soulmate, the one constant in a life otherwise marked by abandonment and neglect. My early years were far from gentle. My parents divorced when I was only 2, and my father walked out on us without ever looking back. Although he dutifully sent child support, that was the extent of his involvement. He never bothered to come by, meet me, or check on how I was faring. Meanwhile, my mother, who was 48 at the time of recounting these painful memories, never truly embraced the role of a loving parent. Instead, she was absorbed in her own world, more interested in her social engagements and personal activities than in raising me. For much of my childhood, I was practically raised by nannies and babysitters, left to fend for myself emotionally as my young mother, who had me at a very early age, juggled her own priorities. As a freelance artist, she earned a decent income each month, but the constant influx of child support funds seemed to cover her responsibilities, so much so that I'm convinced she would have sent me away long ago if it hadn't been for the money. It always felt as if she was waiting for the day I'd grow up enough to finally be out of her hair. And if you're enjoying this raw, unfiltered account of my life, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video to support my channel. When I reached the tender age of 13, a new chapter unfolded that would forever alter the dynamics of my already complicated family life. Around that time, my mother began dating a man who would later become my stepfather. Let's call him Matt, a 50-year-old with a presence that loomed large in our household. Matt had a daughter about my age, whom we would come to know as Jess. The first time my mother brought Matt and his daughter home for a proper introduction, she stressed that I needed to be on my very best behavior, emphasizing that this meeting was incredibly important. Up until then, my mother had brought home other men without any real concern for how I behaved. She would merely mention that we had guests over, and I would instinctively retreat to my room. But this time felt different. There was a seriousness in her tone that signaled something monumental was about to change.